Hello, Oracles. Well, happy last day to purchase Tesla stock before the split. Now, just a reminder that whether you purchase at the end of the day today or first thing tomorrow morning, the valuation does not change. So what you're going to get for your money is going to be the same value. However, looking long term, we have been talking all year long about accumulating as many shares as possible. And despite the fact that the valuation of the company and the stock does not change after a split, you have accumulated more shares. A lot of times companies choose to do a split because they feel strong and confident about the company going forward that they are going to continue to grow. So if that is the case, you are now going to have more shares available as the company continues to grow later. This is a major reason why a lot of people like to get into these stocks ahead of the split. But again, we do historically have a sell-off after the split. We haven't seen a massive run-up for the stock this time around going into the split. Last time we saw an 81% run-up, totally different scenarios that time. We also knew about this split back in March, so a lot of the excitement has kind of worn off a little bit. So either way, you really want to look at the fundamentals of the company. Focusing on the fundamentals is truly where you want to go anyway, because as a long-term investor, you shouldn't be investing in a stock just because it is splitting. You really need to take a look at the fundamentals of the company, make sure they are growing. That's what we talk about on here a lot, is paying attention to the fundamentals, and the daily price swings are going to be all over the place. We just do it here as an educational tool. So looking at the stock today, we are up about 1/3% pre-market at the time of this recording. I asked you guys yesterday what you guys thought we would close at today. Many of you are coming around that 910 to 930 mark. So we have that strong resistance at 940. That kind of would be a long way to go in one day, but Tesla has definitely done it before. I think the macro will also determine a lot of that. The macro currently futures, those are green as well. We'll see how today plays out. I think 900 will be a little bit of a resistance. It's a psychological resistance. Kind of fought us before when we were on the other side and it was acting as a support. So we'll see how we play around that 900 mark. I have a feeling we're going to close somewhere around 900 today, and we'll probably open tomorrow morning around that $300 mark. And now one question that I had, and I do not have an answer to this, so if you guys do, please let me know. When it comes to the last actual opportunity to purchase shares for the split, I do not know if it's actually market close or if you can still purchase shares after hours and then anything you have when market opens tomorrow will split. The reason I question this is because today we get Nvidia's earnings. Nvidia's earnings could have the potential to move the market one way or the other. So if we can purchase shares after hours and we happen to see a full market pullback, maybe that leads to a buying opportunity ahead of the split after hours. But if we do end up running today, how much are we going to fall back? Again, these are games I don't like to play. I don't like to play like, last minute, near term, what should I buy? Should I buy now or later? That's why I dollar cost average. But it's just a question that I had in my head. So if you guys know if shares can be purchased after hours for the split that goes on tomorrow, please share in the comments. And so now getting into the fundamentals that we were just talking about, Kairav, aka a Tesla bot over on Twitter, had shared that the VIN numbers that are being assigned over in Berlin right now are in the 20,000s. Last week they were in the 19,000s. We know that Berlin is producing about 1,000 vehicles per week at the moment and growing. So I'm wondering if these VIN numbers are leading indicators or lagging indicators or maybe real-time indicators as to where production is. Because if we can get just a track of this, we're getting information on every few days we see what's going on there. So if we can see that, then we can kind of track, all right, are they still at 1,000? Are they at 1,100? Are they growing? Maybe it's 1,200 per week. This is going to be something to monitor, so if you guys don't follow him, follow a Tesla bot over on Twitter. He's going to be sharing all of that information over there, and I'll be sharing it on mine as well. I'm at Oracle Tim. So this way you guys can see, and we can really track the progression of the production ramp rate over there in Berlin. We know that they've already talked about, seemed like it was going to be October. I think it's going to be December now that they are going to be putting a third shift in for Berlin to really kind of continue boosting that ramp rate up. Because if they're producing, a little over 1,000 per week right now, and they're only doing it on 2 shifts in 5 days, they have a long way to grow when it comes to ramping exponentially. And now looking at future factories, we discussed Indonesia last night when it comes to a sort of backup plan as far as China goes. And I did have some good conversations with you guys in the comments making good points of, look, Shanghai, despite all the headaches that they have been the major producers for Tesla. Without Shanghai, Tesla would not be where it is today. So I totally agree with that. Shanghai, despite the headaches, has been amazing. But looking at other issues that are going on and all the supply chain issues, would not be a bad idea to have a backup plan in a country like Indonesia, maybe Japan, South Korea. So one of those locations also in the Asia Pacific area so that they're not fully reliant on China. But again, even if you put a second factory in China, like they are in Shanghai, even though they're calling it an expansion, seems like it's going to be, awesome to have another one there, even despite the headaches, because they can produce so quickly over there. Now, other questions that we had about them are, well, if they're going to do that, trying to ramp up even faster, are they going to be producing just the Model Y? I have a feeling every new factory that comes up is going to start with the Model Y, but I think that they're going to have other intentions as well. We already know that the robotaxi is coming in 2024, so I have no doubt that at least one or two of these factories will be producing that. And then the compact car we know is coming. My guess is that it's going to be in 2024 also. So I would venture to guess that these new factories that are coming up are going to be set up to produce new models of Teslas as well. So a lot to be seen as going forward here. I have a feeling we're going to be finding out about new factories soon. Elon himself said that to get themselves to 20 million vehicles, they're looking at 10 to 12 factories to produce cars. Right now they have 4. So that still means that we need 6 to 8 more factories, and I have a feeling we are going to hear about at least 6 of those by 2025. I think once we hit 2025, Tesla's going to want to have the majority of their factories built, and they're maybe they'll go like micro factories in different areas just for logistic purposes. But otherwise, I think that's the route that we are going to go. We're going to hear about a lot of factories at least breaking ground over the next couple of years, one of which we heard from BlueCollarDisruptor as a potential in Canada. So we know that Tesla had been lobbying up in Canada to be able to put a gigafactory up there. BlueCollarDisruptor said that there is 2 massive lots up in Woodstock, Canada that are being cleared right now, and nobody knows who it is for. So both he and Abhishek, who also lives in Ontario, took a look at the records to see if they could find any information about it. Could not figure out who was on there whatsoever, but it seems like the sentiment up there for a gigafactory is very positive. So I think Canada is definitely on the list. You have to remember that's where Elon when he came over to North America, that's where he started, was in Canada. So he's got some good ties up there in Canada. So I have no doubt that we're going to see one there. So it would make sense for one there, and it seems like a lot of people are excited for that. So we'll see how this plays out, but I have a feeling we're going to find out about at least 2 factories by the end of this year. My guess is Indonesia and Canada. Again, I obviously could be wrong. There's a lot of other options that are out there, but those are my guesses for the next 2. But again, we're going to be looking at least 6 to 8 more factories coming in the next 5 years. And we also have the Twitter drama that is going to continue unfolding today most likely, so make sure you've got your popcorn out to enjoy that ride. Again, we talked about it a bit yesterday with the whistleblower. I'm sure we'll get some more information today, and if we do, I will share that with you guys later tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How many more factories do you think we are going to find out about this year? And how many shares are you going to have post-split tomorrow? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat, that link is down in the description, and if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon, that link is also in the description. Thank you so much, have a great one.